Welcome to the City Show. I'm your host, Dr. Tom Krieger. On this show, we're going to preview the Warren County Fair, which begins July 15th. We'll also take a look at a solar energy project at Armco Park that's making room for birds, butterflies, and bees. But my first guests include royalty, an ogre, and a donkey from La Comedia's Dinner Theatre production of Shrek, the musical. And they're here today to tell us about the show, which got started and runs through August 11th at La Comedia. When did this show start running?
June 20th, yeah.
Okay. How's it going so far?
It's been wonderful.
Fantastic. Yeah. And how does this musical compare with Shrek's the movies? Does it combine them, or is it more off of one than the others?
It's more off the
It's
first
most
movie.
of the first movie story, yeah.
Okay. Boy, that's become quite a trilogy. I was watching one of the other ones, probably the third one, and they keep you laughing. They just keep getting better and better and better. And I'm sure you guys probably have a lot of fun with that. Donkey, what were you going to say?
Well, it's actually 4 movies, so I don't know if they call it a phology or
a phology.
Whatever it get called after 4.
Lord Farquaad, tell us about your character, and don't mind this pun, but are there any shortcomings?
I don't see any shortcomings in my in my future or in my past. I'm a big, tall man, a big, tall, giant man. I have a kingdom and a castle, and there's no ogre that can bring me down.
Well, my apologies,
We'll
Your
see about
Majesty.
that.
I was out of line, and I'm glad there's no one here to.
Don't worry.
Thank you. I'm sure.
I left my guards back at the kingdom.
I'm sure
so.
heads can roll for something like that, right?
Well,
back in the
The
kingdom.
guillotine is ready whenever.
Yeah. Donkey, what do you think of your character and how he latches on to Shrek? And you guys become quite a combo of friends, don't you?
Well, Shrek latches on to me. But, it's a lot of qualities that he sees in me that he wants in himself, like being so furry and fluffy, and everybody loves me. He doesn't have that so much. But, the big guy was pretty, fun, so I stayed around him. But in the beginning, protection.
Yeah.
Protection only. But I love him now.
Delusional.
And Shrek, you're kind of complicated. You're a loner who reluctantly agrees to help a group of fairies that have been banished by the Lord. Were you trying to get them out of your house, or what was the story behind that?
Captain Half-Pint over here sent them all to my swamp. Every fairy tale creature known to man shows up. I go out, I come back, there they are. It's terrible. But I'll tell you this. It's a good story. You'll learn something. You'll laugh. You might cry a little bit. You'll enjoy it.
You might get caught in my crosshairs a few times.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Let's jump behind the curtain. Shrek, you're being played by Jason Lakes, and you're a local guy. You're from Franklin, Ohio, and you're making your debut at La Comedia.
Correct.
Have you played this role before?
I have. Once before in a community theater about 3 years ago.
Okay.
It was the first time I came across Shrek. I was not familiar with the show at all. Had not seen the Broadway musical, but my brother convinced me that I would be good for the role.
Yeah.
So I went and auditioned, and they thought so. So,
Wow.
yeah, it was a good time.
And where did you play this role before?
Down at Hamilton at the Rotary Presents. It's a scholarship fundraiser for the Rotary Club.
Okay.
They give all the proceeds as scholarships to high school students.
Is this one of the most fun roles you've played?
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
I mean, of course it is, and the kids love it. The adults love it because it's got humor on that level as well. So it's just a lot of fun.
And Corey Candelet?
Yeah, it's me.
You're raised in Mystic, Connecticut, and now you live in New York City. Mystic, is that?
Mystic Aquarium, Mystic Seaport. It's right on the border of Rhode Island and Connecticut.
Okay.
Right on the shore. It's a beautiful little town.
Wow, I bet it sounds wonderful. How have you adapted to being in this part of Ohio?
I actually I've been to Ohio a few times. I actually played Orville Wright in a small children's tour of the Wright brothers, which brought me through Ohio and
nice.
2 different places. But this is a different part of Ohio that I've ever been to, and I really, really enjoyed it.
So this is obviously your first time in La Comedia too?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been great. Chris Beiser, our director, has been wonderful and
wonderful.
keeps the rehearsal process professional and quick. And Yeah, everything's been really, really great from meeting these two, even when we're not bickering at each other,
Oh, stop.
to things like this and getting to reach out to the community and talk to you guys.
Now I know Chris goes out and scurries the country land looking for people. Did he find
did.
you, or did you find him?
Well, actually, when I showed up to the audition, I was 319th in line.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Close to 600 people auditioned that day.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was a long, long process. The girl who plays the dragon, the Wicked Witch, and Mama Ogre in the show, she's from also my school, the American Musical and Dramatic Academy. So we had found each other at the audition, and then ended up getting called back together, and then ended up booking it together, and now we're here. Yeah. And it's been really, really fun.
Yeah. Together.
I can't.
Forever.
I can't imagine the position you have to be in when you play this, because you're literally just down on your knees. That's got to be.
Yeah.
Is it painful?
The show is spaced out enough that like I go on and I'll be on my knees for a little while, and then I'll get a long break, and then I just have to go back on my knees, do my thing for about 5-10 minutes on stage, and then get another break. But yeah, it's a contraption. Okay. Heavy capes, knee pads, the whole nine. But it's been really fun to try to figure out how it all works together. And
did you have to practice to be able to endure being in that position for a while?
Funny enough, this is not the first role that I've spent a lot of times on the
Donkey,
ground.
leave it alone. On my knees. Yeah. Donkey.
Yeah. This is not the first time. I had just played Eugene in Greece, which involves a lot of falling on the ground and being clumsy and stuff like that. So this was a little bit more technical and figuring out how to move and how these connect to me and how I can make them realistic. And the kids seem to really enjoy it, which is fun.
I bet
Everyone just laughs at me when I walk on
bet the
stage. So
kids
that's
are
always
just-
like you have to get used to the fact that just people are laughing at you for a second.
I bet the kids are just drawn to you.
At our meet and greet that we have after every show, I have some kids that run away and some kids that skip me in line because I'm the bad guy.
Okay,
But
okay.
some of them embrace it.
Yeah.
Wow. And Donkey's played by James Major Burns.
Yes. In the fur.
Is it fun being the comic relief?
Oh,
I sense you enjoy that.
Oh, very, very, very fun. I've loved Donkey. I got to play the role twice before this. Not one, not two, but 3 times the charm, they said. But it's a double-edged sword because this role is written to be super funny. So if you don't land the jokes, they'll let you know.
So where else did you play this role?
First at Crown Theatre in Columbiana, Ohio, and then second at Kent State Trumbull in Champion, Ohio.
Yeah.
So I had a little practice, and it was all in the same year, 4 years ago, when I was just a baby donkey.
So does he have a hard time coming out of character sometimes? Do you have to kind of...
Yeah,
or
he
you just
is.
kind
kinda
of
is
roll
the- I don't
with
think
it and
he-
have fun with him?
The whole coming out of character is doesn't matter because James is the donkey. It's
Now
Comic relief in real life, too.
you guys bunk together while you're going through this? You're
we do, yeah.
So the fun, because you're living in Franklin, so you just go home.
I'm 3 minutes
Yeah.
from the theater.
Yeah.
yeah.
Literally.
But we hang out. He lets us do laundry.
I do.
Yeah. And we play games.
Now,
I'm on my feet for all of those games. Just to be clear.
now the costumes, are they very uncomfortable?
It's hot,
Warm.
uncomfortable.
Yeah. Okay.
Warm.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
Other than that, not terribly
Yeah.
uncomfortable, just warm.
Is this the most costume that you've worn for a presentation before, or is this above normal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did the Beast in Beauty and the Beast,
Yeah.
and it was comparable
Okay.
in bulk and heat. But yeah,
One beast
about
to the
same.
next.
Indeed.
And
Yeah, I've
there's
never had
is there a
full
lot of
length.
physical comedy with what you do in this?
A lot of with you,
Yeah.
certainly, I think. But yeah, just a lot
Yeah.
of short jokes directed at
It's
this poor
very
guy.
interesting to think that like my waist and my hips are not where they are
Yeah.
when I'm like on the little person.
Yeah.
So like learning what part of my body I have to move to like move my hips
Yeah.
or like move my knees even to make them bend and stuff like that. So I can just.
It's really funny watching him come out for the bows.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good workout though. I've been in the best shape of my life.
I have one scene that, well, it's several scenes. The first scene, I'm chasing Shrek all around the forest, and then the dragon scene. Me and my baby she really gave me a run for it. And I'm on a rickety bridge over molten lava. And I try to stay on that rickety bridge as the dragon is chasing me. And, my back kind of hurt, but I can do it.
And now the performance is it about 2 hours long?
Around.
That's a 2-hour workout.
It depends on how long Farquaad want to talk that day.
That's actually true.
So I imagine with the costumes, you guys probably have to make sure you hydrate, otherwise
Absolutely.
you might.
Hydration is the key to success.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
there's an athletic component of what you do, because you guys are really moving around a lot. What about the other performances? Is there much dancing and singing? And
Well, I'm the first one to say that those guys, all of them, everyone in the ensemble, everyone that's a part of this production does way more work than
They
I
have
do.
13 jobs apiece.
They move sets, they
Yeah.
change quick in 30 seconds, they
Or
do
less.
dance after dance after
Wow.
dance. They're singing backstage, they're
And
singing
so
on
many-
stage.
So many different styles of dance as well. There's
Yeah.
a huge
Yeah.
tap number that opens up Act 2,
Yeah.
and they're wonderful.
Yeah.
And Fiona has one of the quickest changes from
Yes.
the wedding when she goes from regular Fiona to the ogre.
Shh! Spoiler alert.
How y'all doing tonight? Shrek.
So you guys right now, you're about 2 weeks into your run. How's the crowd responding?
Really good.
Yeah, they've
I
loved
mean,
it.
really good for Farquaad, especially in the meet and greet. We've been given some gifts.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah,
say
someone
that.
brought Donkey a parfait from McDonald's.
Nice.
and
Everybody loves
Someone
parfaits.
handed me handcuffs,
Yeah.
which was unexpected,
So
and I didn't know
love-hate
why. and
relationship.
no. So we've, but people that have been coming to La Comedia for a very long time have said it's one of the best shows that they've seen there, which makes us feel really great.
Yeah.
And just to know that they are, have a really good show for them to see in Ohio is really great.
Wow. That's neat.
Love doing shows for the kids.
How much time did it take you guys to rehearse for this show?
Like 2 weeks and then
Yeah.
4 days of tech after
Yeah.
that. So
It's
yeah,
quick.
pretty
Wow.
quick.
Quickest I've ever done.
Now, are you all professionals? Is this all you do? Or do you have other jobs on the side as well? Or are you primarily professional performers? Because 2 weeks, I'm thinking you got to be professional performers to be able to nail it down that fast. That's amazing.
I think that a lot of that goes, again, back to Chris Beiser and his
Yeah.
organization and how
Okay.
he can take people that aren't so used to a professional environment and treat
Yeah.
it like a professional environment. I know that a lot of us come from different walks of life, and what we do before this and after this, and even sometimes during this, is a lot for each one of us. But yeah.
And yes, I have a day job still sometimes.
Yeah.
As do I. Yeah, I'm a
Okay.
director of IT for a financial services company.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic.
And
So-
even as someone who does professional theater for a job and a career, I still work at a restaurant in New York City. So
They don't got medical,
yeah,
so Social Security.
yeah, gotta get those benefits.
And how about tickets for the show? Are they doing pretty well? Are they
Yeah.
sold out, or can you still get tickets?
Oh, you can definitely still get tickets. Again, our run, we go through August the 11th.
Okay.
And that's Thursday, Friday, and Sunday matinee and evening shows, and then Saturday just an evening show.
Okay.
And if you, lacomedia.com, as they just put up on the screen there, you can find all the information about ticketing there,
Nice.
or you can just visit the box office.
Or the Facebook
food's
page.
good.
Yeah.
The
Facebook.
food's really good.
Tell us about the food.
The food's so good.
Yeah.
It is good.
We get to eat before the show, so before the show we get to walk down and go through the buffet with before everyone gets to go through, and it's really great. It's
Yeah.
I don't know why
corn,
they
mac
did
and
that.
cheese.
Almost pass out every time.
And the sweet potato souffle, of course.
Oh, listen, I'm
the-
there for the potatoes and
signature
gravy.
salad.
Signature salad with
Pie and
Donkey,
chutney.
In
dressing.
addition to the food,
even is
what's
chutney?
your favorite part
Am I right, ladies?
about performing with this group of people?
We all get along really well, and it's kind of funny. And this is another one of those double-edged sword things, because this cast is gonna be excited for their next show, and they're gonna walk into the next show thinking they're gonna like everybody. It ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, it's
This
special.
show is special.
Yeah,
we
this
have
really
to
is-
just
has
have a
been a
great
special
bond,
group.
and you'll be
Yeah.
able to feel that chemistry right in that seat.
Yeah.
So you develop some deep friendships that last a while
Yeah,
sometimes.
me and James over here had to share a room for a few days while the Newsies cast, the cast before ours,
Yeah,
was
okay.
still living there. And
Okay.
once they moved out, now we got our own rooms, and
We miss
each other.
The first week was hard. The first week was hard. I was like,
So
Farquaad.
what's your favorite part of this presentation?
I think that my favorite part is, for me personally, getting to like ad lib with the audience and
Yeah.
interact with the audience, because it's not every day that you get a comedic role, and it's not every day that on top of that your comedic role gets to call out people in the audience
Yeah.
and find out people's names
And be a villain.
You know,
As
yeah,
a
and at the
funny
same
villain.
time be a villain. I don't usually get to be the the mean one. So to kind of stretch that muscle and try to figure out those challenges has been really fun for me.
So
And the costumes are so much fun.
So you actually bring people on the stage. You usually try to bring kids up, or
I don't bring anyone up on stage, but as far as like people that are in the front row
Yeah.
are on my level.
Yeah.
And I got because a woman in the front row a few days ago
Like a heckler.
because I was I was the villain, so she
Yeah.
booed me when I came out, and we handled that. we handled that quick.
It wasn't the first time he got booed. It was
Yeah.
the little boy that booed him one day. Ooh.
Boo, you're not king is what I get sometimes.
I enjoy that immensely whenever it happens.
Yeah.
and Shrek, what's your favorite part of this?
Oh, for me, probably at the end of the first act, there's a song called "Who I'd Be" that Shrek gets to sing, and then gets joined at the end with Donkey and Fiona.
Nice.
At the very end, and it's a really powerful moment in the show. So that's my favorite.
Wow. And the performances typically start at what time? Do they have daytime performances and evening?
We've got matinee and evening performances. As far as the showtime starting, I know for the buffet, they recommend you arrive at like 10:30 and 5:30 in the evening shows. Show usually picks up somewhere, an hour and a half or so later, typically. Just depends on how many people are there and how long it takes to get through the buffet line. But once that happens and we switch to the theater mode, then it's just like you're at a regular theater, just the show straight through then.
That's awesome, guys. Thanks for coming here. Hey, if you haven't been to La Comedia, it's quite an experience. You get to sit down with friends. You get a great meal. During the intermission, you get time to talk. Put your cell phones down, get acquainted, and then get entertained all over again. So it's so great having you guys in our community. Welcome to the show. Go down and see these guys. Have a blast. We'll be back to talk about the Warren County Fair right after this break.
Break your fast food habit at Kelly's Meats and Deli at 1001 West Main Street in Lebanon. Stop in for a quick lunch featuring made-to-order sandwiches, tasty sides, and mouth-watering daily specials. For dinner, Kelly's offers fresh-cut steaks, chops, and seafood, plus a variety of prepared dishes that only need to be reheated. You'll also find a large selection of high-quality wine and beer that can make any meal a special event. Kelly's Meats and Deli open 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Tuesday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday, now open for dinner Saturdays 6 to 9 p.m. And remember, we cater too.
Both my legs were amputated due to an IED. It's when you start to try to get back into like an everyday life. I absolutely felt like I lost some of my purpose. There must be something more. When DAV came into my life, they gave me a new mission. I could still be a productive member of society, could still support a family.
The DAV gave him that sense of structure and purpose again to get his life back together.
Visit DAV.org to learn more about our mission.
Have a shoulder problem? That's pretty common. The shoulder is a complex, 4 different joints, 28 different muscles, which requires a unique approach, which is what we do. Chiropractic adjustments to the joint, clinical massage to the tissue, and therapeutic exercise to help re-educate and strengthen that area. If you're looking for great care for a shoulder problem, call our office at 933-9799 to schedule your free assessment of your shoulder problem.
It appears these hot ashes are about to be dumped, which could possibly start a wildfire. How will Smokey deal with such a hot situation? The garden hose defense. Next, a thorough stir. Then another spray. And finally, feeling if the ashes are cool. Oh, yeah. Ah, yes, the selfie. A ritual practiced so frequently with this tribe, but not so much by Smokey Bear.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back to the City Show. July's here, which means it's hot. And the Warren County Fair is right around the corner. Those two go together. Actually, it starts July 15th is the opening day, but my guests have been working around the clock to get this thing going. Here to join us is Gene Steiner, the president of the Fair Board, along with 2 members of their 4-H program, Mackenzie Vonderhaar and Jared Jordan. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you.
Hey, we were talking earlier about just the commitment that you have to have for 4-H. Jerry, you've been doing this for how long?
10 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how did you get a passion for animals?
Well, I started off with just dogs and cooking.
Okay.
And after a while, I worked really hard with my pug who did not want to lay down. And after a while, I just, kind of started falling in love with all the cool tricks I could do with them.
Wow.
And then my cousin did cattle and pigs, and I kind of picked that up there.
Yeah.
And we went on with that, and now it's just, I love all animals now.
You mentioned something about maybe interest in veterinary school?
Yep, I'm thinking about going to veterinary school after my bachelor's in animal science.
You must be very smart. Yeah.
Thanks.
And Mackenzie, how about you? How long have you been doing this?
9 years.
Wow, that's
Yes, sir.
what a commitment. My goodness, yeah. And do you have a specialty? You have a type of animal that you enjoy working with, or?
Cattle.
Cattle.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've grown up on a cattle farm my whole life, so I just, from day one, I've loved the animal.
Okay.
Just have a special connection with them.
So you show the animals at 4-H. What are they looking for? You putting makeup on them, lipstick, eyeliner?
Well, actually, they depends on what kind of animal you're showing. So with like cattle and pigs, it's a lot of market shows.
Okay.
So they're looking for like muscle definition and the correct amount of fat.
It's like a bodybuilding show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Besides the beef, just flexing and stuff.
And
we got some pictures right there. That's
yeah. And with breeding, sometimes it's more of like a big belly, making sure they're up to breed standard. Stuff like that.
Well, fantastic. How do kids get signed up to participate in the 4-H programs at this year's fair?
They actually they can call the Warren County Extension Office and get started with the club. This year at the fair, they can come in and see any of our shows. We have flyers that have all the different shows. We at least have a show a week, probably, or a short show every day. And they can see if they're interested in it, and then call the extension office and find a club that fits their interests.
And the showings happen during the daytime, right?
Usually.
When it's the hottest?
Of course.
And how do you guys beat the heat? Do you have a place to jump out of the heat? Because it does get hot there. Yeah, and you have to be strong just to endure that. So how do you find out about the showings and when? What time are they?
We actually have a 4-H app that you can download on your phone.
Okay.
It's called 4-H Now, and it has the complete fair schedule on it, so you can go on there and it'll tell you all the shows that we're having on the certain days and what times they are and what building they're in and everything like that.
Now they have different classes. What's the open class? What does that mean?
Gene?
Well, as you can see, this fair schedule is very complex.
Yeah.
It's 5-6 days of constant activity.
Okay.
And as you can see, we mentor great youth that do great things and great commitment to what they do with their junior fair projects.
Okay.
We also have an open program as well where people can exhibit their agricultural, horticultural, those types of goods in an open class setting as well. We have antiques, baked goods, flowers, grains, as well as the livestock shows themselves. So it's a very vast and very complex amount of activity that happens in a 6-day window.
Now tell us about the auctions. When are they held?
Auctions happen Thursday night and all day Saturday.
Okay.
We will sell the hogs on Thursday evening starting at 6, and we start at 10 o'clock on Saturday morning, and we will sell until we're done.
Now, is part of that a fundraiser for the organization, or?
No, actually, these are the kids' payday.
Goes to them.
You know, as you talked about, they said they've been involved for 9 or 10 years.
Yeah.
This particular year's project started back last fall for the beef cattle, like Mackenzie has.
Yeah.
If you didn't sign up before the 1st of January, you won't be able to participate this year, but we can get you signed up for the next year. That auction itself is teaching these children that where there is work, there is reward.
Yeah.
And there is an opportunity for people to come and support these people or these youth to either put these animals in their freezer for their own consumption, or we do have a program this year with the hog sale where we will be able to supply a food bank. Or you can purchase them and put them on a truck and just take the difference to use for a tax benefit.
Yeah, I would assume with the focus on how beef, it's not all the same. And I imagine the quality of the products that you guys are selling, it's got to be much better. So does that tend to
yes,
attract
we're
people?
very proud of the amount of livestock that is harvested right
Yeah.
here locally and
Yeah.
goes into people's freezers and consumed right here in the county. You know, this is, the Warren County Fair belongs to the people of Warren County.
Yeah.
And we are always trying to change what we do and continue to change as well as the dynamic of the county has changed. We still teach the basic work ethic and reward to the youth, but we continue to grow and try to mentor the new people that come into our county.
Now, I would think on that same note that this is quality beef. There could be co-ops coming together and bid for it.
Yes.
And then is that something that's happening now?
For the beef project
Yeah.
themselves,
Yeah.
of the, and I'm going to use round numbers, 50 market beef animals that we will sell on
Yeah.
the Saturday the 20th. I'm going to tell you close to, there'll be 42 of them, give or take, will end up in somebody's freezer here in the area.
Wow. This has got to be fun for you as far as from a mentoring standpoint, just watching these wonderful kids.
Yes, it's, I mean.
Have you known these girls for a while now when they started, or?
Since the day they were born.
Okay.
The Warren County Fair is where I cut my teeth in agriculture.
Wow.
I'm the youngest of 5 kids, born and raised here in Warren County. It's an honor to serve the county again as on the board of directors, and to watch generation after generation do the things that we are able to teach the agriculture, the base of what we do in this county from an agricultural standpoint, and mentor the youth to go on and see what they can do with it as they mature.
And I'm sure that's most of the reward, because
Yes.
I would think you're getting paid quite a bit for that position you're holding. Yeah.
No, it doesn't change your tax form very much when you do work with the Ag Society, but it is worth every bit of the time.
Your joy bank's flowing over.
Yes.
Hey, tell me about the Fearless Flories Throw Show. And are they going to be back?
Yes, Fearless Flories are going to be back.
Okay.
They are a thrill show, and if you haven't seen it, you need to get up there and see it. We now have the Hog Diggity Dog coming this year, which is not a dog show, but it's hogs doing dog tricks.
Oh,
it's
my
quite
goodness.
quite entertaining.
Yeah.
We've changed a few other things in the venue this year. You know, as you know, we're building the event center, and that's still under construction.
Okay.
So we have moved some things around, but we are not going to have our Tuesday luncheon. Everything will kick off this year Sunday night with our King and Queen contest, and that will really be the time where you will get to meet the rest of the directors of the Ag Society. That will be the kickoff. And instead of having our Tuesday luncheon that we have, we're having a Saturday morning breakfast along with the 5K run. You're allowed to eat breakfast. You don't have to run to get your breakfast. But we're having a 5K run along with an appreciation breakfast Saturday morning from 8 to 10 before the auction starts.
Nice.
We're changing things to make it fit everyone's needs that comes to the fair.
You know, I think would be a neat theme to kind of go along with the whole event is maybe release some bulls for this run. And have them run with the bulls, motivate the runners a little bit. Maybe throw some of those big hogs in there to chase some of these runners. Just a thought. I pride myself by being somewhat of an idea man. Now you got a special thing for the veterans coming up too?
Yes, Tuesday Fair Week is our Veterans Day, and we're having a veterans program at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We actually have Senator Wilson, who is a veteran himself, will speak and honor the veterans that come that day. And that's actually right before our Celebrity Hog Show that we probably need to get you involved in one of these years, Tom. We continue to involve as many pieces of the community here as we can. Tuesday is also Senior Day.
Okay.
So we try to honor all of those people who have been involved here in the county.
Wow. And you got a car show.
Yes. Car show. I don't remember what day the car show is. If you go to warrencountyfairohio.com, you can look all this up. We have a wonderful staff at the fairgrounds that handles all of these preparations. I wish I was as apt at all of these pieces and time frames.
You got a lot of stuff.
I can tell you about a goat show Monday night, a hog show Tuesday night, a cattle show Wednesday night, hog sale Thursday night. Friday night we have great entertainment on hand. We have live local bands playing every day and every night here at the Warren County Fair. Demolition Derby Saturday night, 2 nights of rodeo Thursday and Friday.
Wow.
Racing, the OKI drag racing Monday and Tuesday,
Yeah.
and the big NTPA tractor pull on Wednesday night.
Yeah, I heard you talking earlier about the old combine demolition derby
Yes.
they had years ago.
Yes.
Are they having that still?
Nope, we cleaned up all the old combines in the county those
Yeah.
couple of years we did that,
Okay.
and they're just not around anymore to do it
Okay.
with. And we can't talk them to bring the new combines out and crash them into one another.
Yeah, those would be a little bit expensive.
Yes, that'd get
Yeah.
a little pricey. The
Yeah.
insurance man may not like that.
And now you have a bike show too is that for kids? I saw something on the card. Do you have a bike show? Oh, bike night.
Bike night. Yes, we do have bike night. There you go. You confused me. I was thinking pedals, and we should be talking about the powder keg night. That is Tuesday night. And we have the Kevin McCoy Band is
Okay.
playing that night.
Okay.
And Powder Keg is sponsoring that whole event on Tuesday night.
Okay.
So get on your Harley and ride on in.
Nice. And what about the music? Who do you got lined up again?
We have Kevin McCoy on Tuesday night. We have Barely Able on Saturday night. Richard Lynch Band is playing on Thursday night. Wednesday we have Jess Kelly Adams. And Monday night is Blaine Bowman.
Nice. Nice. And of course, you got the carnival rides and the carnival eats.
We have rides, we have games, we have all of those food
Yeah.
components that
Yeah.
everyone looks forward to for the fair, as well as all of this entertainment that we continue to bring, as well as the agricultural educational component that we love to do.
Now, it's tough competing with Kings Island, but that's kind of expensive. What's the cost for the fair rides compared to those fancy...
Well, the cost for the entire event, Monday we have a sponsor, Miami Valley Gaming, so
Yeah.
it's $5 on Monday to come to the fair. If you want to come do the rides, the ride packages, it's $15 on Monday, $12 on Tuesday, and $18 for the rest of the week.
Oh my goodness.
That gets you a
yeah.
ride pass to
Yeah. Oh,
ride
that's-
the rides.
that's
So as
fantastic.
compared to Kings Island
Yeah.
or Cedar Point, we're a pretty good value.
Yeah.
Free parking,
I was just going to ask if you had to pay for parking.
yeah, free parking to come. So we try to make it as family friendly as
Yeah.
an opportunity
Nice.
for locals to come.
And when's the drag racing and the truck and the ATV? When's that racing start?
Drag racing is Monday night and Tuesday night. We have harness racing Monday through the day.
Okay, thanks.
And then after the harness racing is over with, we'll get the track set and we'll do the drag racing has been so popular.
Wow.
The first year we did it, we had trouble getting it done within our time restraints with the city
Yeah.
ordinance. So we broke it into 2 nights so that we can service everyone who wants to participate and watch all of that. As we moved into the NTPA tractor pull,
Yeah.
what a quality program they bring to us and bring these big monster tractors in and make all the noise and blow all the smoke and I'm not as excited about that as
Yeah.
my own children are. They love that and always want to know, Dad, when's the tractor pull? And when you hear those tractors crackle down the strip, the whole fairgrounds is electric.
So what motivates those guys to get involved? Is there trophies? Is there rewards or award money?
Competition is a wonderful thing.
Yeah, okay.
And as we teach through our youth, as we exhibit these animals, it's a friendly
It
competition.
spills over. Yeah. So maybe 10, 15 years from now, Jared McKenzie will be up there pulling tractors against each other. Or,
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
That would be fantastic. I'd help you
Oh yeah.
on the trailer.
See, I already
Yes,
see
yes,
it.
that'd
Yeah.
be great.
Definitely.
Wow. How about the demolition derby? They still have that?
Demolition Derby Saturday night.
Okay.
Great event.
Okay.
Brings in lots of people, and it's a lot safer to watch than the crashes on 75.
Yeah, that's true. I could see they're nodding their heads over there too, like they want to do that too.
Oh, yeah.
How do you get involved in the fun run?
Show up on
Yeah.
Saturday morning.
Okay.
It's a 5K. It will not only be on the track. I believe we go over across the street to the park.
Yeah.
And then we finish up back on the track again.
Wow. Wow.
And I think that we can get you set up. If I can find a bull to chase you and get you a red vest, we can probably get this put together.
That's awesome. I think something's going to happen to me. I'm probably going to have a cold or something that day. But I could probably get a replacement volunteer for you. So you go ahead and set that
We'll
up.
work
I'll
on
find
that.
someone else to step in. But I'll tell you what, that's got to be a lot of work for you. When do you start with all this planning for this? Is it a year? Do you start a year? When this is over, do you start planning all over again for next year?
Yes, we'll
Yeah.
start contract work before some of the
Wow.
vendors leave this week during the
Yeah.
fair.
Wow.
It is a year-long effort to make the best week of the year happen
Yeah.
for these youth that we mentor, as well as the rest of the county that can come and enjoy
Wow.
the fruits of their labor.
Well, that's fantastic. Well, I appreciate all that you do. Girls, I appreciate your commitment. I mean, to see young people committed to anything, to see young people without their phone in front of their heads, that in itself is amazing. See, you give me hope. So Monday night is the opening night, the 15th?
Sunday night, before the fair opens officially, is the King and Queen contest.
Okay.
So actually, you can come free of charge on Sunday night. Come to the activities tent. That will be the big welcome. You get to see the royalty as they do their speeches and work their way through the King and Queen competitions.
Nice.
And starting Monday morning, the fair is on.
$5.
$5
Monday,
on Monday.
$5.
Yep.
My goodness. Don't miss that. Monday, $5. After that, it's still affordable.
Yes.
Get out there. I'd recommend you bring a fan because it does get hot.
It's going to be 75 to 80 degrees all that week.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
Well, you can't miss it because that would be the only reason people wouldn't go is the heat. Do we have a special kids rate to get in the fair after that?
The kids under 12 are...
Kids 8 and under
are
free all week.
And there's a $25 season pass for folks?
Yes.
Yep. Yes.
Okay. Boy, I'll tell you, is there anything else that we missed, Gene?
Tell you, the Warren County Fair belongs to Warren County.
Yeah.
And it is such a opportunity for people to showcase the youth we have, the adults that we still have come participate in some of the other competitions. It's just a great agricultural festival for young and old to come and enjoy each other's company.
Well, don't miss it. Mackenzie, Jarrett, thanks for being here. Yep. Best wishes. Get down there. Say hi to them at the fair. It's not going to be hot, so you got no excuse. Hey, we'll return and we'll show you how a new solar energy project is making room for pollinators in Armco Park.
Bob Pulte Chevrolet always gives you the best. Best price guaranteed. Best trade-in value. Best selection. Best financing on all new and pre-owned vehicles. See for yourself at bobpulte.com. And you'll love the Pulte price.
Since 1954, Hardee's Interiors has been providing quality furnishings for homes in and around Lebanon, Ohio. Today, you'll still find quality antique and vintage furniture along with new made-in-America furniture of all styles. At Hardee's, you can create a mix of furniture and accessories that truly reflects your personality, all made to last a lifetime. Designers are welcome, and so are you. Hardee's Interiors at 208.5 Wright Avenue or online at hardeesinteriors.com.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who wants to care of you.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
Bob Pulte Chevrolet always gives you the best. Best price guaranteed. Best trade-in value. Best selection. Best financing on all new and pre-owned vehicles. See for yourself at bobpulte.com. And you'll love the Pulte price.
Welcome back to the City Show. Several years ago, Warren County decided to supply electricity to Armco Park through a new solar array. It was located in an area that was home to milkweed plants and other native species favored by butterflies and other pollinators. To mitigate the impact on the monarch butterflies and the bluebirds, that called the area home. The solar panels were raised so native plants can grow beneath them. At the ribbon-cutting ceremony for the solar facility, we learned that the area will soon be alive with monarchs and bumblebees once again. Let's take a look.
So right now I just want to say welcome everybody. Thank you for coming. And I'm most excited about the fact that we are reducing carbon emissions. So right now this beast of a solar array is reducing it by 7,700 gallons of gasoline. 3,637 electric cars can be charged. 16 million smartphone charges. 3 days of powering one search engine data center. And it powers 2,598 nights of powering the Christmas tree at Rockefeller Center. Yeah, so that's cool. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Jeff Blasey, Warren County Commissioner, Park Commissioner.
Thank you, Rebecca. I'm Jeff Blasey, the current president of the Warren County Park Commission, and I just wanted to say a few words to recognize some people and organizations who have contributed to this project. I'd like to start off with of course, a special thank you to the Warren County Commissioners, Shannon Jones, Dave Young, and Tom Grossman, and then also my fellow commissioners, both Fred Bay and Ben Yoder, who have been with this program for much longer than I have, and I've only been on the park board for about 4 years. And that brings up a nice point here too. A couple of other people I really want to acknowledge, of course, are Larry Eastley and Vicki Von Holly, who have been with this program since day one too. They invited Rocknoll in and have been very patient, persistent in bringing this to fruition over the past 7 to 8 years. I also really want to acknowledge to the assistant prosecutors that we've had from the prosecutor's office. We've been through several of them through this process, going through all the paperwork, and we finally did bring it together after 7 to 8 years. And I think that is just fantastic.
So I wanted to thank a bunch of people. We've had about 60 to 70 people involved in this, including attorneys, accountants, engineers, interns, installers, my supplier from Massachusetts who flew in, Adam from Alt-E, Rick, my chief electrician, my install team, a couple of them are hiding in the back. And we started this project right in the middle of winter and finished it right before spring. So we were out here in the coldest, nastiest weather. Hats off to those guys. They only missed one day because it was raining so hard. It was just, they couldn't work. So kudos to all the people involved. A special thank you, of course, to the park board, who has just been fantastic. We sat in I don't know how many meetings and discussed it, and it took a while, especially like he said, working through the park's attorneys, the county prosecutor, and also too the other people involved that I got to really thank is Larry and Vicki, because they have been so supportive through this whole process, and a special thank you to Vicki and Jill, one of my interns, who decided that they were going to be naysayers and say, "You aren't going to get this done, Mr. Yockey." Well, Vicki, look, it's done. And Jill, wherever you are. And Tyler, who, our UC intern, I brought these along for a prop. He did 3 pages of notes that golf balls won't break solar panels. So we don't have any broken. Look at all the golf balls we have.
Chris Meyer from Green Energy, Ohio. Yes, we brought a congratulatory letter, so let me just read very quickly. On behalf of Green Energy Ohio, we would like to extend our warmest congratulations on the construction of the Warren County Park District's first solar array and pollinator habitat. The combined efforts of your organization serve as an outstanding example of the success that can be achieved through partnerships focused on common conservation goals. At Green Energy Ohio, we believe that fostering the growth of renewable energy in our local communities is both environmentally and economically advantageous. We are truly grateful for your organizations, all 3 of the organizations here, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Service to Warren County and Ohio's green energy future. So thank you all.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Okay. I didn't realize I had it back at this point.
Thank you.
Okay, one other part of the project, I always like combining stuff, and somebody came up with a very good idea about making this, while we're at it, while we're digging up dirt and doing all kinds of stuff here, moving stuff around, let's do something with that dirt. So I'd like to introduce Shannon Russell Pennington, whose idea was to come up with a wildflower, natural bee, and pollinating habitat. Here you go, Shannon.
Thank you, Jeff. Shannon Russell Pennington. I'm the staff naturalist with Warren County Park District. And when I learned that we were doing green energy here, I was so excited. And then I saw that we were digging up the field where milkweed grew. And if you know anything about monarch butterflies, you know that monarchs need milkweed. That's the only host plant that they have. And when we saw that they were taking the milkweed out, started thinking outside the box a little bit. And I had read an article on Facebook, of all places, where a solar array in Minnesota had been planting pollinator-friendly plants underneath their array. And we thought, what a great way to partner and make this an even greener project than it was before. So now, in addition to green energy, we are going to have a 1.5 acre pollinator-friendly garden, which is going to be a fantastic educational opportunity for Warren County residents and anybody who visits Warren County. So, thank you.
Ready? Okay. Thanks everybody for our project, and we're online. Yay!
We have a 275 kW system, which means it makes 275,000 watts an hour, we're capable of. And there's 745 370 watt panels that are made by Helene in Minnesota. And they're all tied together. They make DC, they go to the inverters, make AC, change to 480 volt, then they step up to the line voltage of 4,166 of Duke. We have a net meter in the front of the park that Duke installed that controls the ins and outs. And in the last month, the park actually got a credit. The first full month the system's running. The solar system is providing 100% of the power in the last month, and probably will for the next 4 or 5. And in wintertime, it'll draw. The system's designed to do about 90% of the park's needs overall. The system's online. You can view it on the QR code. If you look down here on the sign, you scan the QR code. They're all over the park, too. You can see what the system's producing up to the minute. We've been installing solar since 1994, so we have many, many systems out there, primarily residential. That we do a lot of off-grid work to power, 100% of someone's house.
This is a common thing that happens in rural areas where former farmland gets converted into new builds. In our park, this actually was just a fallow field. We had a bluebird trail here, and when I found out that the solar array was going to be located here, I had mixed feelings. I'm really excited about the solar power, but I was a little upset to be losing some of our monarch habitat that we've come to love. So we have relocated the bluebird boxes to a different park, to Kiever Park across the street, and we got involved with the Ohio Pollinator Habitat Initiative, which is a network of people throughout Ohio who are working to expand pollinator habitat across the state. Ohio is a very big state for migrating pollinators, especially the monarch butterfly. And so we're making sure that we have enough habitat for them to subsist.
Okay, so what will you plant in here to attract those?
Okay, so when you are trying to garden for butterflies, you need 2 things. You need host plants for the caterpillars, and then you need nectar providing flowers for the butterfly portion of their life stage. So we will have both. The Ohio Pollinator Habitat Initiative that I mentioned earlier has put together a list of things that are specific to our area. They're native plants. They grow well here. They have deep root systems. They don't need a lot of maintenance. Once they're established, they're good to go. So we seeded last month with annuals, just for this season to get some color and stabilize the soil. And then in the winter, we'll be seeding with the perennials, which will include milkweed, which is the host plant for monarch butterflies, and then there are 30 different species of native pollinator-friendly plants. Coreopsis, cosmos, I've got a whole list for you if you want them. They have the scientific names and everything spelled out for us. We've got different varieties of clover in there, just all kinds of stuff.
Okay. Are these plants that people can find in seed form or?
That's a great question. So what I would caution is to be careful about the wildflower seed mixes that you find in the store. A lot of those are formulated and sold across the country. So things that you are buying in California, same stuff that you're buying here, and they're not necessarily native to Ohio. So your best bet is to go to a local nursery Stay away from the big box stores, but go to a local spot, like Go Natives Now is in Lebanon, Sharon Nursery has some stuff, Natorps, Bruckner, any of those that are locally based, and they'll have plants that are specific for our area, that are really good at growing in our soil conditions and our atmosphere. So,
What's this going to look like in a few years?
way better than it does now. I know right now it's an eyesore, and that was one of the reasons we wanted to do something, because that was one of the objections that we heard with installing solar panels. They're not pretty. They're, especially compared to what we had here before with the Bluebird Trail and kind of a passive area for wildlife. This is sort of a way that we can answer to that. So it will be beautiful. You come back in September, I mean, everything will be in full bloom. That's when the monarchs are starting to migrate south for the winter. They have a 2,000-mile journey to get to Mexico for the winter. And we are on their flyway. We're on their stopping zones for getting down there. So they'll be visiting here. So we'll have, everything will be in full bloom. So come back the end of summer, beginning of fall, and it'll be completely different than it is now. Real showstopper.
Great job, Shannon. I'll tell you what, it's great seeing her balancing things out with the future progression with the solar panels and her keeping the natural component there. What a great team. The solar array is located near the entrance of Armco Park, right by the golf course and basketball courts. There's kiosks throughout the park where you can scan your QR code to see how much electricity is being generated by the solar array. Check it out for yourself. But before you do, stay here for the community calendar, because we're coming back right after this.
Hey, let's check out this park. Oh, wow, that's really cool.
To find a great local park or forest near you, go to discovertheforest.org.
Disaster tips from the objects left behind.
My home wasn't insured, but you can check your insurance policy now to make sure you're covered. Oh.
My savings are lost, but you can put money aside and plan for unexpected disaster costs.
We're lost forever, but you can scan important documents now so they survive.
For more tips on how to prepare, visit ready.gov.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where the cats go on vacation? New York.
They call me Prince like I'm royalty or something. But the places I've lived ain't no palaces. So I don't need grilled salmon or a new scratching post. Just give me a cardboard box and a can of tuna and we're good. You can even change my name. I'm cool being the kitty formerly known as Prince.
Made her college years possible, opening that education savings account when she was little, spearheading campus tours, and deciphering financial aid. If you can ace planning for college, you can do it for retirement. Get on track with tips at aceyourretirement.org.
Welcome back. It's time for the community calendar. Can you identify a bird just by looking at it or hearing the song that it sings? Come to Miller Ecological Park on Saturday, July 13th at 10 a.m. to participate in Backyard Bird Hike. Austin Langdon will lead the group around the park and show you how to identify birds that live in Miller Park. Then you'll stop at the bird blind and get a chance to try out your newly acquired skills. There will even be a game of bird bingo for the kids. Bring binoculars if you have them, and if you have a smartphone, download the eBird or Merlin Bird ID app to help you identify the birds. I want to remind you that Warren County Fair is coming up July 15th through the 20th. At Warren County Fairgrounds on North Broadway in Lebanon. Information about this year's fair can be found on Facebook or at warrencountyfairohio.org. The next third Friday is coming up on Friday, July 19th, starting at 5 p.m. Top This Band will provide the music, and the Lebanon area Chamber of Commerce will fill the streets with food trucks, beer booths, and more for your enjoyment. Come on downtown and catch up with your neighbors and families while enjoying Lebanon's largest block party. Find out more at LebanonChamber.org or check out Third Friday on Mulberry on Facebook. On Monday, July 22nd at 1 p.m., the Otterbein Nature Series will present Sue Sari's program on mulching with native plants. Sue will demonstrate how you can replace the store-bought mulch with native plants to allow you to grow in your garden. The program is held in the Philippi meeting room and is free and open to the public thanks to support from the Friends of Warren County Parks and Otterbein Senior Life in Lebanon. For more information, go online to co.county.ohio.us/parks. The Youth Fishing Derby at Cedar Creek State Park has been rescheduled for Saturday, July 27th, starting with registration at 8 a.m. This event takes place at Youth Fishing Pond near the arena on 73. It's Route 73. The event is free, and fish and bait, fishing poles, and prizes are provided by the Harveysburg Police Department. For more information, go online to www.CedarCreekStatePark.com. Well, that's it for this week. We'll be back here on July 18th with a preview of Lebanon Blues Festival and the Red Hot Blues Run. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.